I have a friend, and she grew up in Toronto, and she has 3 siblings. And the 4 of them were put into these Zionist schools, Jewish schools that the emphasis was not necessarily on Torah and mitzvahs, but the emphasis was on the love of Israel, the love of the state of Israel, and the love of the land of Israel. So what happened? 3 out of 4 of the kids in this family grew up and made Aliyah. They moved to Israel. And the parents were upset. Can you imagine? The parents are upset. We want you to love Israel, and we want you to love the state of Israel, but we don't want you to move there. Other people have told me the same thing, that they were sent to these Zionistic camps, summer camps, where they learned to do sponja, cleaning the floors, and singing Hatikva, and learning Hebrew. And then they grew up, and they wanted to make Aliyah, and their parents were upset. They didn't want them to go. What's going on? Don't teach your kids values and then hold them back from living those values. Of course, we want our kids to stay close to us. But if you give your kids strong values for the land of Israel, the state of Israel, and you also give them a sense of independent thinking, just because the world is saying one thing doesn't mean it's necessarily true. You give them the ability to stand up against social pressure and to prioritize that there are things and ideals more important than materialistic success. When they go to live those ideals and those values, don't be sad. Be happy, celebrate. Our son Zev, he's 18 years old, and after graduating from high school, went to Israel and found a yeshiva that he liked to learn in, and he stayed. And now he's making it very clear to us how much he loves it and how much he wants to stay in Israel and make Israel his home. Now, I don't live in Israel. We live near Washington, D.C. One day, I hope to have the merit to live there. But for me, it's a success that our son wants to be there. Of course I love him, and of course I miss him, and I wish he was closer. But I wouldn't trade that for the pleasure that I'm getting, the nachas, the deep soul-filled pleasure that our son is living the values and the ideals that we have instilled in him, and the schools that we sent him to that instilled in him, and he's having the courage to do it. Decide what are the values you want to teach your children, but don't hold them back from living those values and living those ideals. Work hard. Teach your kids. Make the right choices in terms of schools and in terms of the example you want to set for them. But when they fly, don't tether them down. Cheer. Watch them go and take pleasure. I'm Lori, Amos Live.